All right, Kirk Cousins is in Minnesota for their offseason workouts, and he has the playbook. We had an image of the playbook during PFT Live. It is gigantic. It is one of those big, giant binders that's so big. There it is. Why do you even use a binder that big? Has anyone out there ever tried to carry around one of those binders and it's all slick and it wants to slide out of your hands and it's heavy?
Yeah, it's
I
annoying.
have had binders like that where I say, let's just have a second volume, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to read it, and you got to take that one page and you almost rip it out of the 3-ring binders. You're trying to. It's pissing me off.
Yeah.
Just looking at that pisses me off. And apart from the fact that it's killing trees, Chris, I know you've got the Green New Deal sensibilities, but
Yes.
it affects me because it's a pain in the ass carrying the thing around.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is ludicrous. Yes, at the very base level, it bothers me because, yes, I am very green, pro-environment, and I think that's half of the Brazil rainforest that's right there in that playbook. So that pisses me off. And the digital age where everything is capable of being put on an iPad or all that, just a waste. It's a waste. It's a disrespect of life. It's everything. That's what I don't understand. But then the playbook itself, these are just off-season playbooks. I'll say that to you, Mike. Like, this will not be the playbook that you have during the season. During the season, you get a week-to-week type of playbook, much smaller, better, easier to manage. But a lot of that stuff in that playbook is nonsense. Like, there's going to be things there that Kirk Cousins is going to go, okay, I learned that in 4th grade. I learned this in 5th grade, whatever it may be. They're going to teach people, there's going to be 4 pages on how the quarterback says the signal calling, blue 85, and what it means to go on 2, and what's our hard count, and there's going to be a lot of pages on that. There's going to be pages on how to line up in the huddle and do stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of base level crap on there. That's not really for the Kirk Cousins. That stuff is for the rookie, the free agent who's just getting his way into the organization, and he needs to learn some of the base level stuff. But it is a lot of nonsense and totally not necessary to be that big or on paper.
That's all the more reason to have a second volume. Put all the basic crap in one volume and put the actual plays in another volume and put it all on an iPad. It's 2019, folks. Who carries around that kind of paper anymore? I use no paper whatsoever. The only time I use paper, Chris, is when we are in the NBC viewing room on Sundays. They put pads of paper out there for us to make notes on while we're watching the games, and I'll make notes there on like things that we're chasing, stories that we're trying to follow up on, people we want to talk to, questions for those guys. I don't even need to do that. I just do it because it's there. But it's one little pad of paper. It's not this. We're not carrying around this giant binder with all these pages in it. It really is amazing to me that the Vikings are doing that, and it's amazing to me that Kirk Cousins is being so candid about this process. He said at one point yesterday, it's like learning offense all over again. How can the new offense be so different that it's like going back to square one?
Yeah, I don't think it's back to square one. I think he might be embellishing there, maybe trying to, toot the horn, the new offensive coordinator up there in Minnesota to go, he's got his new vibe, new things going on. We're learning all, the intricacies of his offense. But, for a guy like Kirk Cousins, who's been in Kyle Shanahan's system, been with Sean McVay, been with Jay Gruden, there's not going to be anything in there that he's never learned. Everything he knows already for the most part. There might be a few rules here and there to a play that, this is different than what I did in Washington, whatever it may be. But at the very least, yes, he's a very well-schooled quarterback. There's not going to be anything that is going to be groundbreaking new. And he's been taught just about every play and every read in the history of football with some of the offensive minds he's been before. It's more about just learning the language and those type of things that I'm sure he's trying to have to figure out more than anything right now.
I'll repeat what I said during the show. I hope there's a page in there that says how to win primetime games.
You're such a jerk.
And maybe they won't have many this year. See, when you underachieve, you don't get a bunch of primetime games. But they're still going to have big games. I like how Mike Zimmer explained it to us at the league meetings. Hey, the reason that we struggled in those primetime games, you're usually playing a pretty good team.
That's right.
In primetime. But if you want to be a really good team, you've got to be able to beat the pretty good teams. You can't go 2-6 in your big games. They had 8 big games last year. They went 2-6. Maybe I'll throw in week 2. 2-6-1. The tie against the Packers. And I feel like that lost because of missed field goals and other crap.
Yeah.
I think that derailed the season for the Vikings. They lost the Bills the next week. But bottom line is they got to win big games, and they don't need to do it with a big-ass playbook.
No,
Chris.
They don't. And, yes, let's move on to like you said, 2019, and just find an iPad for everybody, please.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.